Hello everyone, this is Julie with Craft with Julie, and we are going to put together our Holly and Ivy cards. There are let's see, how many did we do? 12. There is 16 different cards. I am going to do just one of each design, and then you can finish them on your own just to keep this video a little bit shorter. I wanted to quickly talk about the gloss spray in the Gilt color. That's what we're going to be using for an accent today. It is an acrylic spray, so you want to be really careful with it. You don't want to get it all over. It will stain. So I would recommend grabbing like a shipping box or something that can contain the splatters. You'll also want to grab your intense black ink, your mint ink, your Holly and Ivy die cuts, your gold glitter gems, your stamp set, and all of your finishing supplies, so we can get started on these cards. But I first wanted to talk about the different kind of styles that you can create with the gloss spray. So this first one, let me see if you can. This one I got really close to the paper and sprayed it, so you can kind of see what that does. This one right here, I was about 8 inches away. You can see how that splatter is. This one, I just tapped on, or I unscrewed the top and tapped on it to get these splatters. And then this one, I just tapped I unscrewed the top and then tapped the, I don't even know what it's called. It's like the little tube for the spray, and just tap that on to get these nice big splatters. So those are kind of 4 different ways that you can use the gloss spray in your projects. So I just wanted to show those to you, so if you would prefer a different look than what we're doing on these cards, then you have different options. So this has been super fun to play with this spray, especially this Gilt color for the holidays, because it turns out just really nice and gold, and I don't know, it's so fun. So we're going to prep our pieces first, so they have a minute to dry. So grab your pieces, and mine are right here, and we cut those before. If not, you can go back and check out the cutting guide video. It is on my YouTube channel. But what I want you to do is grab, so it's going to be maybe a little chaotic, but I'm going to try to do it super easy. So we are going to first grab these white pieces. So I'm just putting the other pieces that I'm not using right here in this pile. So we're going to stamp Peace and Joy in the intense black, or any other sentiment you would like. And then we're going to spray them. So we're going to basically just get all of our pieces prepped so they have a minute to dry, and then we can assemble. So Peace and Joy, just right there in the center. Okay, and I'm going to set those aside because we're going to spray them. And then the next card we need, let's see, that's for the next one, the trees, and we just need to grab a card, 2 card bases. So we'll need to spray those. So I'm just going to set this in the pile right over here. And 5 and 6, we don't have any spray going on those. So I'm just going to set those pieces aside. Okay. All right. So this piece right here, and so we need our candy apple piece. Yes. Okay, so grab a card base and your candy apple piece, and you'll need 2 of those. Even though I'm just going to be doing 1 today, but you will have 2. And we're going to attach it to our card base. And leave, yep, okay, make sure I had it on the right side. Just leave a little bit of an edge all the way around. Then we're going to spray that as well. Okay, so the next one is an ornament. Okay, so those two go back in the pile. I'm just kind of going through. Okay, so 5, 9, and 10 are ornaments. And we're going to stamp Deck the Halls. In Intense Black. Here it is. Oops, it's upside down. There we go. Okay. We need to spray these. So we're going to put those in our spray pile. The next one, we need to pull out these 2 white pieces. We're going to also stamp Deck the Halls, or you can change up your sentiment to whatever you would like. And I'm going to kind of stamp it on the right hand side. All right. Set that in that pile. All right, and then the last 2, 3, 4, or 13, 14, 15, and 16 are our die cuts. And what we'll need for those is just this and 2 card bases. Okay, and if you have some washi tape, go ahead and grab that as well. And all right, so let's go ahead and get started on our spraying. This is kind of a different workshop because it's messy. So it's going to be a little bit different. But so grab your Gilt spray and your box. And we are going to take a card base. And the tree, if you have a, actually I need to fold this. If you have a washi tape, you can put a little bit of washi tape on the back. Right now I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive. That is removable, so I can take that off when we're done. But basically we're just going to make a mask. Okay, and take your gloss spray and you just want to shake it up a little bit, and I've used it quite a bit, so it's gotta, and we're going to spray it right onto that card, and you can do it as much or as little as you want. And then you'll want to take that off and let it dry. I need a drying space. Okay, and then you can lay this down and do it on your second one. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing for the ornament. And when you get it on your fingers, you'll probably want to wash it off, or you're going to be a little bit, you could be glitzy for the day. It's fine. So I'm going to just basically put that right on top of my card base. Oops, to mask that off. And we're going to do the same thing. And I'm up close spraying it because I want a nice coverage. And then we can peel that off and let that dry. You can do it on your second one as well. Okay, so then I'm kind of going backwards. Oops, trying to get my instructions. Okay, so this Deck the Halls, this thicker one, we are just going to spray just like those other two. kind of far away, about 8 inches, just to kind of give it a nice little gleam. Okay, set those aside very carefully. Right, and then the ornament is the same, about 8 inches away. And just spray those. Set those aside. They actually dry pretty fast, so it's kind of nice. Okay. All right, so this one, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to concentrate our spray kind of right here. So I'm going to turn it this way and just spray like that. Okay, so there's more of the concentration right there. Okay, then next we have flipping through my sheets. Okay, we have the two just plain card bases. And this one we're going to splatter. So take the top off and we're just going to add some splatters to our card base. I am getting messy. Okay, I might have to do 2 segments here and let all of these things dry and then come back and finish. So give everybody a chance to clean up. Okay, and then the Peace and Joy we are going to spray as well. Oops. And I'm just going to spray that. Ooh, that one got a nice good like blob. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here and come back in just a few minutes, clean up your little area, and it'll give us a chance for these pieces to dry, and then we will assemble the cards. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay. Hello, hello again. Welcome back. Hopefully that gave you enough time to clean up a little bit and at least get the spray off your fingers and give our little pieces enough time to dry. So grab your pieces again, these ones right here, and we'll start with card number 1. So this is card number 1, this Peace and Joy. So what we'll need is you'll have 2 pieces of the holly paper. You'll have 2 of these berries, 2 of the evergreen, and we will need some of these die cuts. I'm actually going to prep them just a little bit so we can go a little bit faster. You can actually poke these all out if you would like and just put them in a container. Actually, maybe I'll just leave them like they are because I can now see. I just need to flip them over. So we're going to use some of these berries and some holly leaves. So put those aside for just a minute, and we're going to use this Peace and Joy that we just sprayed. Okay, and like I said before, I'm just going to put together 1 of each just to save some time. But you can follow along, pause as you need, and complete both of your cards for this set. So let's go ahead and grab some adhesive. We're just going to add this nice big piece in the center of the card. To me, it looks like there's like an up and down. So maybe look at the pattern and see. And then we're going to add this like berry pattern. This is the zip strip. across about 1 inch from the bottom. Then we're going to take some scissors and dovetail both this evergreen piece. I snip up the center and go from edge to edge. And then we're going to also do it on this piece. And I'll slow down and show you. So how I dovetail is I just snip up the center and then go from corner to corner for my dovetail. There are other ways to do it, but that's how I like to do the dovetail. Okay, so now I'm going to just add this right here and the piece Enjoy. Just kind of offset it just a little bit. And now we can add our holly and our berries. So grab 3 of the berries. This is the glitter paper. And 2 of the holly leaves. And I'm going to lay down the leaves first. So let me make sure I like, yeah, that should work. Just add some adhesive on the back. Don't you love like that these have kind of like a texture to them? So cute. And then we can do our cute little berries. They're all glittery next to our sentiment. So quick and easy. Yeah. Oops, my piece is kind of covered up. You can, there we go. There we go. And then grab your glitter gems, your gold glitter gems, and we're going to add a couple just right here. So there's a big one that I'm putting up right above the sentiment, and then I need the smaller ones. I've been using these like crazy, so I had to scour my supplies to grab some because they've been sitting on my desk, and when accents are sitting on my desk I tend to use them more. So yeah, they've been getting used a lot. Okay, so I put a large one, a small one, and a small one right there, and that is card number 1. Isn't that cute? All those fun glitters. Okay. Card number 2 is this one right here. So you want to grab your card bases that you splattered. And we have 2 trees and 2 bows. So this one is really simple to put together. I think this is probably one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and just add this tree. You can pop dot it or use some 3D foam if you would like. Okay, so I'm going to put that kind of in the middle, just slightly towards the top. And then I'm going to stamp "'Tis the Season" in black ink right underneath it. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And then I need to stamp the bow. I shouldn't put my ink away quite yet. Our red bow thin cut. I'm going to stamp that with black ink. And while I have it here, I'm going to do my second one. Okay. Then I'm going to take some 3D foam. I'm using the thin and add it to the bow. and then add it to the top of the tree. And that's so cute. Seriously, I think this one is my favorite. If you want, you could add another gem at the top. I mean, I didn't do that, but if you want to see what that would look like, you could totally add one of these small ones, like right there in the center. That's super cute too. Here, I'll just add another one while I'm here. Can never have enough bling. All right, so card 3 and 4. The next one, there isn't any of that gilt spray on it, so this one's pretty easy to put together as well. So you'll want your 2 stripe pieces, your 2 evergreen pieces, and your 2 die cut trees. And then on your die cuts, there is like a craft swirl, and there's also a red glitter swirl, and those are going to be the 2 you're going to use for cards 5 and 6. So you can choose which one, or actually you're going to use both of them, sorry. So grab another card base or 2 if you're doing both of them at the same time, and we are going to stamp Merry Christmas on the light side. So if you notice that your cardstock, there's a light side and a dark side. So you can kind of just look at it and tell which one is which. We're going to stamp on the light side so that Merry Christmas shows up better. And just grab that stamp. Oops. Try to get it straight. There we go. And again, I'm just using Intense Black. I'm going to stamp it on the right hand side. And here, I'll stamp the second one while I'm here. I should just put them all together, but I try to not make these videos too long for you guys. Okay. All right. So now we're ready to assemble. You can add your straight piece right in the center. Yours are the red and white stripes. Then we're going to add our Merry Christmas sentiment right across, leaving about a 1/2 inch of the stripe showing. And then I'm going to add some 3D foam to the back of this tree. And I'm just going to lay this glitter die cut down and just kind of place it where I think it will look the best. And then I'll add the tree right on top of it. I think that would be good. Okay, and then this die cut tree right there. So cute. All right, grab your glitter gems. And we're going to add a large one right there underneath Christmas. And then 2 small ones. One kind of above the Merry, and then kind of off to the side. So you have your little cluster of 3 right there. And that will be your card 5 and 6. You'll just do the same thing, but with the craft swirl for the second one. All right, here is this fun one. So when we cut this, I wasn't sure how, I couldn't remember how we cut the paper. So grab your trimmer, and how I figured it out afterwards. So you'll want your 3 1/2 and 4 1/4 going this way. And then you'll want to cut it at a diagonal. So I have the tip there and the tip there, and you can actually just use one piece for both of your cards. So we just have this little extra piece, but we won't need it. So you can put that with your scraps. And here is our spray. Sometimes it gets a little ski-wampin', but it will lay down. So we're going to take this piece right here and attach it. And make sure you get those little corners so they don't flip up on you. And just leave a little bit of an edge on the top and the side. And then we have our two trees and our sentiment piece. So we need to stamp Merry Christmas, and it's already on my block on these white pieces. So I'm super sad that this kit actually sold out really fast, but we do have a lot of different Christmas stamps and things like that you can use instead if you want to create cards that are similar. So you can just check out my website, juliescott.closetomyheart.com, and check out the different Christmas items that are still available. Okay, so I lined this right up with the edge of the red, and then the rest should just line up fine. So like, just, does that make sense? You see how I just added that right up to the line, and then the rest will line up. Okay, we need our glitter bow from our die cuts. There's two of them. I tried the small bow first on this card, and it was just not very impressive. So I grabbed this big bow, and I'm like, oh, you can never go wrong with red glitter. So you can do a smaller bow if you want, but I thought this big one looked really cute. Okay, this one has those little slits that need to come out. All right, I'm going to add 3D foam to the back of this to pop it up. And I'm using the thin 3D foam just so when you mail them, it's not too bulky and you're not charged an extra fee to mail them. So I like to use the thin. Actually, I've kind of transferred over to using thin on all my projects because the scrapbooking ones, it's nice to have the thin as well, so your scrapbooks aren't very bulky either. Okay, so now we can add our sentiment. It's right underneath, kind of peeking out above that bow. And some more glitter gems. I've got a big one down here and two little ones, one kind of next to it and then one towards the top. Okay, so that is card 7 and 8. This gloss spray really adds a lot to if you have like a blank space, and that's why I sprayed it behind, because there was just too much white. So that's how that card kind of came to be. Okay, this one, oh, I love this one too. The Deck the Halls. So you have your holly paper, your stripe paper, and I believe that is all. Oh, and then our sprayed. And did we not do, oh, 2 bows. Hopefully I didn't steal that from another card. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp our bows with the black. One bow, 2 bows, and then I like that one. Okay. getting all organized. All right, so grab another card base and grab your holly paper, and we're going to put it about, I'm going to say 1/2 inch down and then 1/2 inch from each side, so it kind of centers it there at the top. And then we're going to take our mint ink. I don't know if you can see it very clearly, but we're going to put these 2 stripes with mint. So grab your little stripe, and I know this is kind of a scary part, but it will be okay. I'm going to grab the little squishy thing just so I get a nice image and I don't get any lines underneath. But so I'm going to go down about 1/4 of an inch or so, and I'm just going to stamp across that. Then I'm going to add my stripe below that. Then I'm going to do the same thing about the same distance just underneath. Oh, these lights have a glare. Okay, so mine is not perfect, and it's okay because we're going to be covering it up with some fun things. So if it's not straight, you're totally not even going to notice, I promise. Okay. All right, so now let's do our deck the halls. Grab some 3D foam and put that on the back. Okay, just in there in the center, and a little 3D foam on your bow. And just put that at the top of your ornament. And now some fun glitter things. So we have a flower. I use one of the larger flowers from the glitter, and then a medium size for the craft color, and then the small one for in the green. I'm just going to layer these kind of towards the left hand side. You can add 3D foam if you would like. I did add 3D foam to the green one just to pop that up a little bit. And then we're going to add some glitter gems. So I have the large one for the large flower, and then the small ones for the other 2 small ones. There you go. So cute. I know I say that on all of them, but this workshop was super fun to create. Okay, so that is 9 and 10. We are cruising along. Here is 11 and 12. So you have your 2 evergreen, your 2 holly, and your 2 stripe. And then you have your 2 deck the halls. And then we're going to grab some holly from the die cuts. So this piece right here, this evergreen, I actually stamped a pattern on that. So if you have a scratch piece of paper, go ahead and grab it. This one's kind of wrinkly, but it will do. There we go, pick it up. Okay, so this large stamp right here is what I used. It's a super fun pattern. You can totally color it in if you wanted to. I had a hard time deciding how to use it in this workshop, but I think it turned out great. So we're going to use the dark side and intense black. And I'm just going to stamp one at a time so I get a nice image. And I put that foam piece underneath to help, because it's more of a, the larger stamps sometimes are hard to get full coverage on. Okay, so there is the first one. So you see that the foam is underneath there, so it helps cushion that to get all the ink off of the stamp and where we want it to be. All right. And this one comes together super fast too. So you just need a card base. So I am going to just lay these out so I get an idea of where I want to place them before I glue them down. So you kind of just want the same, maybe about 1/8 of an inch around each one. I just try to keep it the same distance. I'm going to add this one and then the stripe in the center and this one right here. I might recreate this workshop using the palms, that deck the palms. Oh, I should totally do that. That would be so fun. I will do that and I'll show you. Okay, so we have our deck the halls and we're going to dovetail this. So just snip it up the center and then meet in the middle. So if you're not sure what deck the palms is, I talked about it in our first video. It's one of the specials going on right now and it is stinking cute. Okay, so we're just going to attach this off to the right hand side, probably about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.25 inches from the bottom. Yeah, that would be my guess. And then we need some holly leaves. And some of those berries or circles. And we're going to just attach them right above. I had a hard time deciding how to lay these leaves, but I think that turned out cute. Okay, and let's attach these. Right there, just having that D poke out underneath. Okay, now time for the glitter gems. This one I used a big one right above the sentiment and then a smaller one over here kind of on the holly. You can barely see it, and then another one right here. So again, I have my little triangle of 3 accents. And here is card 11 and 12. So fun. Okay, now for the fun 13, 14, 15, and 16. So there's 2 of each of these. So let's do the tree first. Well, actually we can do them both at the same time. Okay, so on this one, I am going to add journaling, a doodle line. I was like, what is the word? The doodle line around the outside. So when I do a doodle line, I just like to start and kind of pull away from me And I went off the edge and I probably shouldn't have, but that's okay. Don't need to be perfect, especially with doodle lines. So these two, I'm doing a double doodle line. And what I mean by that is I'm just going to go back over and try to like just take a little bit of a different path so you get a little bit of a different line. Just to add a little bit more to this card. Okay. Oops, that kind of went out far, but that's okay. I keep saying oops. All right, let's do the ornament. I know this drives some of you guys crazy. Do you like doodle lines? Do you not like doodle lines? Let me know in the comments. I feel like if you have a blank space and you're not sure what to do with it, you can always add a doodle line or even another layer of cardstock if you need to. But this is just kind of fun and a different type of look for a holiday card. Okay, and nope, I need to do the bottom. Okay. All right, so now we have our two evergreen pieces that we're going to stamp on the light side, and we're going to stamp another Merry Christmas. I can never have enough Merry Christmas sentiments, but you can change it up to whatever you would like. I'm going to stamp that in the center. And I probably didn't have you guys cut enough, so you'll need 2 more of these 1/2 by 4 1/4. But you should have little scraps left over from our cutting the other day. And we have our bows out of white cardstock. We're going to stamp those as well. I really like this like tone on tone look with the white and white. I thought it was kind of different. Okay. So let's add our sentiment piece right underneath either your ornament or your tree. Okay, and then your striped piece right underneath that. All right, so how many Christmas cards do you normally send out? Put it in the comments. I think actually it's one of our little bonus questions. So you can put it in the comments or put it on the bonus question that's coming up. How many Christmas cards you send out? I have really good intentions every year to send out a bunch, and then sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. But let me know. Okay, so we're using some 3D foam on the bow. Okay, and then just going to grab some glitter flowers or poinsettias, whichever ones you have left over. The size, I guess, really doesn't matter too much. And then we're going to add some glitter gems. So we're going to add a large one on the top, and then on the tree I'm going to add 3 randomly, or not so random, 3 different gems like that, and then a small one on the flower. Then on the ornament, I'm actually going to add 5, and I'm going to start in the middle and then kind of work my way out. And then 2 more. So 1 and 2. Oops, that one needs to scoot over just a little bit. Okay.